contre une fight. We'll be my command, protect yourself at all time. Vous avez avant le combat, vous donnez mes directives, je viens un combat propre, obéissez à mes commandes à tout temps, protégez-vous à tout temps. Touchez les gants, touch love. Bonne chance, good luck.
Co-feature bout of the evening, 10-round middleweights. 23-year-old David Lemieux, 27-year-old Álvaro Gaona. Mark Abrams ringside with Corey Urban here at the Bell Center in Montreal on Welt TV. This is the first fight of a huge weekend of boxing, and I mean huge. We got a gigantic heavyweight bout tomorrow afternoon. David Price and Audley Harrison on Welt TV, as well as the middleweight, super middleweight Olympian James Chunky DeGale in action as well.
Two of the biggest stars in the UK, a possible Klitschko challenger down the road, and James DeGale, another future player in the super middleweight division.
Well, someone who wants to be a Sergio Martinez challenger down the road is David Lemieux in the black, taking on Álvaro Gaona. Lemieux coming out jabbing, left to the head, gets through, but Gaona's got one of the most stoic faces I've ever seen on a fighter, you know, who just got hit with like 2-3 body shots.
Well, more than likely that's going to continue because David Lemieux likes to start fast. He paced himself a little bit last time out against Jadiel Zepeda, but ultimately ended that one quickly as well.
That was a second-round knockout back on June 8th.
Good right hand to the body by David Lemieux. Gaona has a bad habit of throwing arm punches, and he needs to watch out for that, standing flat-footed.
Not only are they arm punches, they're wide. Lemieux got through. Big left and a combination in the corner from David Lemieux. Oh, tell you what, Corey, this is the first time I've been ringside for one of his bouts. He's one of these guys, you can hear the punches. He's as explosive an offensive fighter as you're going to find. And again, whatever you perceive his ceiling to be, my question is, why wouldn't you want to watch him? Straight right and a combination, they tie up in the corner. Gaona comes back with a two-punch combination, hits nothing but gloves. Now I can see what some of the buzz is all about. Just sitting here in the first 2 minutes of round one, I almost have this feeling I'm waiting for something huge to connect on Gaona. And typically it does. That raw athletic talent is there with Lemieux. What he's been working on is fighting in different rhythms and giving a different look. Guys like Rubio found on a big right hand, and down goes Gaona. No changes necessary there, Mark. That is that right hand that has floored so many opponents, and it's done it once again. Got about 20 seconds to see if he can finish Gaona off. And a big right and a left, and oh, and Gaona's head just absolutely smashed off the canvas. That would be a knockout of the year contender. Wow! Álvaro Gaona is out cold. A bone-chilling left hook knockout from David Lemieux. I don't know what was more explosive, the left that hit him or the head hitting the canvas. Well, you have to be concerned right now for the well-being of Álvaro Gaona. I believe he's a little responsive. I don't know, you know, the camera pan deep. Lemieux looking back at Gaona, he's, you know, I think he's a little bit concerned. So, you know, that's his job. We see the doctors in there. Do we see any emergency? Gaona appears to be moving, although his eyes have not opened yet. And as you see the replay here, this is the first knockdown, the right hand, which is perfect. Perfect right hand. See him drives him back in the corner. That's perfect. You see the left hook in a minute. That was Lemieux is bang. And that's the part that concerns you, the bounce off the canvas. And we're sitting here ringside, and that thing was a booming sound.
It's similar to when football players or hockey players take a vicious hit to the head, is that landing.
Now they're taking the boots off. We see Gaona now holding his face, so he's at least responsive. He's trying to lift his head up. David Lemieux showing great sportsmanship. He just, he's concerned. And he pats Gaona on the leg, and they shake hands. That's a great sign. David Lemieux, a class act move there.
Well, for anyone who thought that David Lemieux didn't have power because he didn't knock out Joe Alcine, this is Exhibit A, that David Lemieux can knock out anybody in this division if he lands.
See promoter Yvon Michel, who hopes he has his gem back on the right track here in Montreal, and David Lemieux. I don't know how much we can say about Lemieux, where this puts him. Is he back or not? But he did what he had to do here.
What is encouraging, and again, you cannot take away very much from less than a round of action in terms of Lemieux and how he's improved. What we do know is that bravado, that confidence to be able to come out and storm opponents the way that he used to, that hasn't gone anywhere. So often when fighters, knockout punchers, take losses, they get timid in the ring. David Lemieux hasn't lost that mentality that garnered him the kind of hype that made him the potential superstar everyone thought he was.
And we see Álvaro Gaona on the stool. Great sign, considering about 3-4 minutes ago, he was had his eyes closed. We didn't know what the situation is. He just probably have a real bad headache in the morning.
Well, Mark, that was shades of what one of our main eventers did in this very building earlier this year. Shades of Adonis Stevenson, Jesus Gonzalez.
Exactly.
Having been ringside for both of these, it's not a fun experience not knowing what the condition of the fighter is when he hits the mat.
They embrace. Explosive way to kick off this unbelievable weekend of boxing on Welt TV. Unbelievable fall of boxing on Welt TV. We'll get into that in a moment about what's coming up on Welt TV in the coming weeks. Let's go up to ring announcer Chris Gauthier. Wait for Gaona to clear. Now Gauthier, Mr. Gauthier is just about ready.
Mesdames et messieurs, le gagnant de ce combat par KO à 2 minutes 48 secondes du premier round. The winner of this bout by knockout at 2 minutes and 48 seconds of the first round, David
Lemieux. Successful first round stoppage over Álvaro Gaona.